What up, Entourage? Welcome to week 9. Yeah, buy, sell, hold. We're getting down to the stretch right now, guys. So, pay close attention because players you want to buy could be your league winners, even some of the players you want to hold. But before we get into all that, guys, remember the premium product that I have, 4 emails a week. It's only $10 for the remaining of the year. That's right. We got the complete list of buy, sell, holds. I'm sending that tonight. Last night was the waiver and free agent, hidden gems. And then you got rankings tomorrow, updated rankings on Saturday. Hit me up about that, info.fantasyfootballrapper@gmail.com, or just comment. And then you got, also my betting lines, guys. We're killing it. It's only $10, 5 to 10 games that I feel really confident about. So, hit me up about that as well. I don't know how much longer it's going to be $10. If we have another week like the last two, the prices go up. Market dictates the price, so let me know. All right, guys? Well, let's get into it. The fantasy football Entourage winning. Well. So, right off the bat, let's get into my first buy. This should come at no surprise. That kind of rhyme. Nick Chubb. I mean, yes, he's on a buy. Yes, not everybody will be able to buy him because not everybody's got a good to decent record, or, you might be in a must-win situation. Like, I get it, but that's why I'm telling you to buy him this week, because next week when you try to buy him, then, the prices will be higher, because then now finally that owner could play Chubb, and he's got a great matchup, which is part of the reason I really like him. He's playing the Texans, and the rest of his matchups are pretty good. I mean, he's got another game with Baltimore and Philadelphia, but the good news is they're both at home, and Chubb is matchup proof. He's the goal line back. He gets a touchdown, a couple 60 yards, 1 or 2 catches. That's a pretty decent game, so I'm not worried about his schedule. I think he's going to do great. We saw that Kareem Hunt was not the same without Chubb, so no worries whatsoever that, Chubb comes back and it's Kareem's role, or, some other crap people have been saying. But remember, guys, Chubb through 3 games had 55 points, was a top back, and he's coming back. So I would be looking ahead, especially if you have, like I said, you're in good position, you got a playoff seed. Even if you're 500, if you could package, maybe you have a deep bench, like a lot of you guys do, and you could package a couple players for him for a team that needs, has a lot of holes. And some of you guys got like Brandon Ayuk on your bench, or David Johnson or something. You could package something like that, take advantage of a team that's desperate, because chances are, if a team has Nick Chubb, and they held on to him all this time, and that was their first and second round pick, they might be struggling. So take advantage of that. Get Nick Chubb, league winner, top 5 ROS. Let's get it. Number 2. Put it down here. DJ Shark. Yes, I know. DJ Shark sucks. Borderline droppable. Actually, in a lot of leagues, I see that he was dropped. So you might not even need to trade for him, which is crazy. But remember, guys, I'm always going for values with my buys, okay? And right now, DJ Shark's value's never been lower. But you know what? Everything I liked about DJ Shark still exists, but now it's even magnified. The one thing I did not like about DJ Shark was his quarterback. So guess what? Minshew is no longer his quarterback, at least for this week, and I predict for the rest of the season. Why? Because he was horrible. Yeah, his numbers don't really dictate how bad he really was, because he made up for it in some garbage time. But this kid, I forgot his name now, but everything I'm hearing, he's a big guy. He's like 6'6". He's got a strong arm, which is great. Now, all the things I like about Shark still exist, meaning I still believe he's an elite talent. I still love Jay Gruden. Jay Gruden's done a great job of trying to get him the ball. He was a leader in targets. The Jacksonville defense still sucks, so they'll still be playing from behind. But now he might actually have a quarterback that could get him the ball. And here's the thing, guys. Like, I get it. This kid's a backup. He's like a 6th or 7th round pick. But sometimes when these players are given the opportunity to sit and observe, and they are playing under an offensive, I wouldn't say genius, but he's one of the better offensive minds in the game. They're able to do a lot more. Perfect example is Nick Mullen. Nick Mullins is either a really, really low pick or he was undrafted, but he's come in the games and he's not as physically gifted as this rookie. He's not 6'6". He doesn't have the strongest arm, but he's been able to produce because he's under a good play caller like Kyle Shanahan. Similar situation with this Jacksonville quarterback. I gotta get his name. This is driving me nuts. Sorry, guys. And I even got him on one of my teams because I'm in a 20-team league, so I need a backup quarterback. But I should have been more prepared. But I do want to give this guy. Okay, Luton, that's his name. So I like DJ Shark because you could get him for free or virtually for free, and he's still got talent, guys. And like I said, there's only one way to go. That's up. All right. Mark Andrews, again, I'm looking for bargains, especially in a climate like this where there's like no good tight ends. The best tight ends you could get are decent. Kelsey has been the only one. I mean, Kittle's gone. Waller's been okay, but he hasn't been, killing it per se. So I think Mark Andrews can be a great buy right now. I know he hasn't played good, but he's had a couple blow up games, right? And he has a nice schedule. He's going to face Cleveland. I think, what was the other team he's going to face? Jacksonville. So, 2 out of those 3 playoff games are really, really good, really high upside. He's still the number 1 target for Lamar, and he's still really talented. You got to go with a player's track record. It's not like he's old. Baltimore is going to be in the thick of things, and I think he'll be a big part of what they're going to try to do moving forward. So, again, Mark Andrews' value has never been lower, and he still should be a top 5 tight end in a position that's very hard to get. Go after Mark Andrews, okay? Now for my sell list, okay? First up, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, he's back on good graces. He's been killing it. Let's face it, 28 points and up every game but that San Francisco clunker, but he still can get those clunkers. And guess who he faces on Thursday? Yes, San Francisco. And he's got a couple of other tough games. He's playing Indianapolis, Chicago, Carolina. So a lot of games that, you're not going to get maximum value. So why not just get another quarterback or your backup and use Aaron Rodgers to get another asset like a running back, like a wide receiver, because he's in pretty good graces right now. So take advantage of that. I feel like quarterback, there's the biggest drop-off between positions. Like, you could still go for a high QB2 or low QB1, and it's not going to be that much difference if you average out, the rest of the games. And God forbid, if something happens to Devontae Parker, they've got nothing. Absolutely nothing. Also, Green Bay is a cold place, so we don't know if weather's going to play a factor in some of these games. So I just rather sell at a high. Because remember, the sell is the opposite of the buy. The buy, I'm just looking for bargains. I'm looking for players that I could get cheaper than what their potential is. And sell is the opposite. I'm looking to get more value than what I think the player is going to have moving forward. Okay? So get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Another guy, Will Fuller. Besides the obvious, he's injury prone. He's got 2 games at Indy and another in Chicago. Not good. Not good at all. Watson has not looked good either, and he still has upside, and he's giving you a safe floor. Like, I get it. But those 3 games right there, I have a hard time Will Fuller and Watson are going to do much than, at best be average. Indianapolis has been lights out. The Chicago Bears corners have been arguably the best, Will Fuller, Jalen Johnson. So why not sell at a high? Teams he's in good graces right now, and people might be excited that he didn't get, traded to Green Bay. He's still the number 1 target in Houston, and I still think, if he's healthy, he'll be good. But I don't think he's gonna be that good in those matchups because those defenses have been lights out. So sell again at a high. And chances are, we've never seen Will Fuller stay healthy or finish a year, so you got that against you as well. Last but not least, another receiver, Julio Jones. Okay. So Julio Jones got a couple tough games, okay? He's going to be facing for the playoffs. This schedule's pretty shitty. He's going to be facing the Chargers, the Buccaneers, and the Kansas City Chiefs. 3 of the best defenses against receivers. Plus, he's been banged up. I watched Julio. I watched him this last game. It looks like every play he catches the ball, he's like on the sidelines with his hips, like making these faces. Like he seems to be getting beat up on every play. He's already been injured. Calvin Ridley's coming back, so he's splitting targets with him, not to mention Hurst and some of these other guys like Gage. Okay? And now Atlanta, their defense has stepped it up, so they're playing in tighter games as well, so they're not always having to come from behind. So you add the injury possibility, the schedule, his age, the targets that are being split, the game flow, and he's still got a bye. So for sure, there's 1 week you're not going to be able to use him, period, just from the bye. And then he's got arguably the toughest playoff schedule. Why not sell coming off that big game against Carolina's backup corner? So you knew he was going to tear it up against Carolina's backup on a short week at that. So again, it's all about maximizing a player's value. Julio's value will never be higher than it is coming off facing a backup corner on a short week. And you don't have to deal with the bye. And now for my holds. Did I even write my holds here? Yeah. My holds is J.K. Dobbins. You could pretty much put him a bye as well, but coming off a 100-yard game against Pittsburgh, that's not a fluke, guys. I don't think there's probably 1 or 2 running backs I want more than him in Dynasty. There's probably no more than 4 or 5 running backs that I want the rest of the year, as crazy as that sounds, just based off looks. Aaron Jones, I would say him, but he's banged up. CMC, he's coming off an injury. Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook. Other than that, who do I really want over J.K. Dobbins, who has that much upside and elite talent? Oh, Derrick Henry. But even guys like Joe Mixon, snap share has been a concern. Jacobs hasn't looked great. CEH, he's splitting time with Bell. Like, who do you really... Jonathan Taylor laid a clunker against Detroit. David Montgomery gets usage, but he ain't doing nothing with it. Like, who do you really, really want over J.K. Dobbins? Maybe this next guy, Zach Moss. Because Zach Moss has looked awesome as well. And these are 2 of the guys that I was highest on all off season. Because I saw the tape. I saw what their skill set is and how it could translate to the NFL. And they're both pass catchers. And they're both great runners. And they're both on offenses that is suited to their needs. Because, they're both splitting time. But J.K. Dobbins is still the primary pass catcher. Not on a team that features the running back like that. But he's still the number 1 talent. He's still on a rushing offense, and there's still plenty to go around for at least 2 backs. Mark Ingram, he's going to have to take a back seat. He is. And then Zach Moss, already getting more touches, leading in red zone opportunities and targets. What more do you want with the weather cooling down than to have a tackle guy that's 5'9" and like 230 pounds? That is perfect remedy for league winner potential the rest of the way, guys. Get him and Dobbins. Okay? And last but not least, Adam Thielen. Yeah, it's been a little streaky, but boy, this guy, when he's on, he's on. And he still, I believe, has like 30% target share, him and Jefferson. I would hold on to both of them. Minnesota's defense, still kind of crappy. Gave up 28 to the Packers, even though they won. All right, so they're going to need to throw the ball. Dalvin Cook is not going to face Green Bay every week and score 4 touchdowns every week. They're going to try to do that every week, but not everybody's as generous as Green Bay. So Adam Thielen, definitely buy him and Jefferson. Thielen was going to be the original, but I guess you could throw Jefferson because they're very similar. They're both kind of playing the outside because they play 2 wide receiver sets. You could put both in the slots. Thielen's been getting the team's number 1 corner, but it doesn't matter. This guy is one of the best route runners in the league. He's got chemistry with Kirk Cousins. He's going to be in a lot of shootouts. Hold on to Adam Thielen. Don't sell him low just because he had a clunker against Zaire Alexander and the Green Bay Packers. All right. So there you have it, guys. My buys: Nick Chubb, DJ Shark, and who's the other guy? Sorry, I drew a blank. Mark Andrews. My sells are Aaron Rodgers, Julio Jones, and Will Fuller. And then my hold, really put them as buys, really, but if you got them, you definitely want to hold them. J.K. Dobbins, Zach Moss, and Adam Thielen. As always, guys, if you got any questions, put them in the comments. You know I'm pretty good about getting back to you guys. If you're interested in the premium product, it's $10 the rest of the year. You can comment on that as well, or DM me at fantasyfootballrapper. And then Twitter also for all the latest breaking news at IMFFRapper. And definitely, guys, if you bet, it's $10, 5 to 10 games that I really, really, really feel good about, and we're absolutely crushing it. All right, guys, till next time. Peace.